So we're doing another big parts run this morning. I thought I'd try to coordinate all this stuff together. We got all these projects going on right now, and I need a little bit from almost every project. So first off, we stopped and got some gates, because if you remember when we did that bin that we moved to the outside for the calf grower, the point of us doing that was to make some more space for calves in that area on the inside. So I got some gates to make up that, so we're gonna work at that a little bit coming up. And I got some more parts for the commodity bay cover, so we're just about finishing that up on the frame. We still have to order the cover, but we have everything almost welded together and working pretty good, so we'll have to show you that too once we have these parts hooked up here. So, and then we stopped and dropped the motor off here for repair, another fan motor from the hog barn. So we're headed home now, and we can get back to working on projects. All right, we have one more stop for today. We're gonna run over to the salvage yard and see if we can get some material for some posts. All right, we're all loaded up. We found a piece of pipe that I think should work great. We need to make up 3 posts for this calf area layout, and so we'll cut them out of this one piece. I think we should be all set. It's always fun coming in this place. I feel like it's like a little treasure hunt. You get to walk through and pick out the stuff that you need. So this is Sod's Metal Recycling in Columbia, PA. And they have all kinds of stuff here that's available to buy by the weight. So you pull across the scale on the way in, you pick out what you want, and then you weigh you out on the way out. And so we got our one pipe, and we should be all set, heading home. All right, so this morning I'm hoping to show you something very, very exciting for me. So we've been working on this project for a long time, and today is something exciting. So we're gonna head into the shop here and put a couple fittings together, and then I think we're gonna head to the hog barn first and get that stuff done, and then we'll start working on this other project. Gonna put a couple fittings together here. So I thought we were gonna run to the hog barn, but the truck is dead. I'm not sure why. I don't know if something was left on or what, but I gotta go find the battery charger. Can't find the battery charger.
It's right by the tent.
Oh.
I guess what we needed is, where do you want it at?
Here, the truck. So these guys here are the biggest pigs that we have right now. These are the oldest pigs. And everybody's doing great. We had the flu a couple weeks ago, but I think we're pretty much worked through that now. Look at this water. Isn't that crazy? So if the hose gets loose a little bit, the water drips down, and we have pretty hard water. And so if it drips, so the water runs down here and evaporates off and is left with all the minerals in the water. I walked in here and I was feeling a little drip, but I couldn't see anything. And then I realized, can you guys see that? It's like a little pea stream coming off there. Guess I gotta get that hose fixed. Man, I'm so excited to show you guys what's next. Just let me get through the big barn, then we'll show you. This is the middle barn. So these guys are the middleweights. You guys want to know something about pig hygiene? So generally people think of pigs, they think of dirty, being in the mud and stuff like that, but pigs only go in the mud to try to stay cool when it's hot. And so pigs generally stay pretty clean if they don't need to stay cool. In a barn like this, they don't need to get in the mud to stay cool because we have ventilation that keeps them cool. But look at this. So this half of the pen, see how the floor is clean? And look at this half of the pen. Are you pooping? They always poop in the one spot of the pen. Isn't that crazy? So that's the bathroom side. That's the bedroom side. Hey. Starting to rain a little bit out here. Hopefully that doesn't affect our surprise. So this past week we were at a fundraiser dinner, and on the main entree was pork tenderloin wrapped in bacon. Man, that has to be the pinnacle of pork product right there. It was so good. All right, so these are the youngest pigs that we have here. Our lightweight guys. This is the last barn that we filled, so these are the smallest guys, but they're catching up fast, right? What do you think? Can you even see? All right, all finished up with the hog barn. We're gonna go over here and grab a hose off this crazy piece of equipment over here that we're not using anymore, and then we should be ready for our project. Anybody know what this thing is? Probably not. So this thing is a hemp header. It's a hemp harvesting piece of equipment. Several years back, we tried growing some CBD hemp, and we had got this piece of equipment to harvest the hemp, and then that all kind of fell apart, and here this thing sits. So if you're looking for a header like this to harvest some CBD hemp, or maybe even some outdoor marijuana, you should give me a call. We have a piece of equipment for you we want to get rid of. Okay, got what we need. Let's go see if we can get the truck started. How's caffeine going?
Like yesterday was so nice, and then today it's cold again. Why can't we have more than one nice day in a row? And rainy. Stuff can't get dried out. But the cats are good. Right? As the boss. Are you the boss?
So the rain is picking up a little bit, and it's pretty cold out, but ideally we'd be doing this when it's a lot nicer out, but I'm too excited about it. I just have to break these ends loose.
In the right direction.
Smokes. We need a bigger wrench. Got it. So we put this valve in here as a flow control. We actually did try this once before the other night. It was too dark to film, but we ended up breaking the brackets. The thing was way too fast, and we didn't have it secured in the back enough. So we got that patched up, so we're gonna give it a shot now and see what happens. All right, well, it's a pretty miserable day out here for this, but we're super excited to show you this because this is the kind of specialness about this top. So you may have been wondering about the height of this roof and questioning whether it's gonna work because we got to back semi trucks in here to offload these commodities. In fact, a friend of mine drove by and he said, I think that top might be a little bit too low. So anyway, the idea was that if we keep the top as low as possible, that we can still move in and out with the skid loader, and it doesn't get in our way, but still is really low. That is the best for 99.9% of the time. The only time we need it to be higher is when we're offloading a dump trailer, a semi trailer. And so the idea was maybe we can have a lower roof, but then be able to raise the roof whenever we get a load, which is only a couple minutes every couple weeks. So I think we're ready to give it a shot. We have it all put together now. You guys have seen us build the structure, and we just finished adding the hydraulics to it. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. So we toyed around with a couple different ideas about how to make this thing lift. We talked about using a winch or some cables or something like that. But then we thought maybe the simplest way is to use hydraulics. So both of our skid loaders have auxiliary hydraulic ports on them. And the skid loaders are always around here. We're feeding out of these commodity bays all the time. So the idea was, maybe we can run the hydraulics for the lift from the skid loader. So let's give it a shot. We did it! It worked! Check it out! That thing is super high. I think that should be plenty of room to get in there with a dump, and then we can just lower it right back down when the truck pulls out. We did it! So we've been going on this thing the whole time, and I keep putting more time and more money into it, and not so sure it was actually gonna work, but this actually worked out pretty awesome. With the flow control, it goes nice and smooth, which is awesome. The biggest thing is you don't want to whip this thing fast. So we've got a little bit more work to do. There's a little bit more welding, some cross members I put in, and then of course we need to put the top on it yet. There's also some safety chains that keep it tied down, so we don't, when it's windy, it doesn't lift it up. And also make sure that it doesn't go too far. So when we stand this thing up in the air and a little gust of wind comes, that we have some support, that we don't break it off. So we'll keep working on those things, but I'm so excited the hydraulics are working, and this is gonna work out perfect because it's just so simple. We just swing the skid loader down here, plug it in, up we go. So that takes the pressure off, because up until now, we had this thing partly constructed, but we couldn't get a truck under it. So we actually did receive a couple loads of commodities when we were building this thing, and it was a little bit of a problem. We actually brought the skid loaders down and used both skid loaders to lift the top up high enough to get the truck in. Go up a little bit. Yeah, you go up too. Well, we weren't quite ready with the lift gear yet, but we got the skid loaders out here and it worked out okay, so we got this load off. Fortunately, those trucks were, the one was a belt trailer and the one was a walking floor, so neither of them lifted up at all. So we just needed to get the frame high enough to get the truck underneath. So it worked out fine to lift it with a skid loader, but I was a little bit stressed because we were trying to keep this project going and get the hydraulics put together, because if we didn't have it together, we couldn't take a load that came in a dump trailer. So the pressure's off now. We can get her finished up and still keep getting commodities. All right, that's enough of working out here for today. We're gonna go to the shop and do some welding on our gates for the next project. Get warmed up at the shop a little bit.